COVID-19 means working remotely, but really for us it means producing remotely. So for this show, we're doing things a little bit differently. We're actually, like I said we're walking the walk. We've got multiple cameras set up with me in Dallas. So we've got a NewTek PTZ1, and over there I've got a BirdDog P100. We've also got some BirdDog and NewTek encoders, decoders thrown into the mix for a couple other things. But I'm working here remotely. The guys are in the studio. There's nobody in the studio, so the studio is completely empty. We've got Adam and Oliver working, doing the switching the show, and they're doing that on the TriCaster one. The cool thing too is, if they had set this up and done NDI KVM and hooked it up to a remote desktop, they could have actually been producing the show fully remotely. So this is us really walking the walk and showing you how this works. We're doing this with BirdDog Cloud. And BirdDog Cloud has been something that's been very popular since really COVID took off. It's been one of the things that's been keeping me very, very busy. And BirdDog Cloud is kind of like a gateway drug. And it's a gateway in and of itself, but it's a gateway drug because once you start getting into this world, you're going to find so many other things you can add to it and so many other things you can do to it. The basic concept is what we've got here is we've got our remote studio. So we're here in Dallas, multiple cameras. They're all being fed into some equipment that I'll go over in a minute. And then we're sending that feed over the internet to New York where they're doing the live production. Once you're in this cloud environment though, you also have the ability to then say, okay, great, I want to send a multi-screen or a multi-view to somebody else that can view just the camera feed so that they can make comments on that. You can open it up to a whole bunch of other workflows in that environment. So let's talk about what we've got. So we're here in Dallas. What I've got is like I said, 2 NDI cameras. Doesn't matter what flavor, NDI, NDI-HX. Doesn't matter what manufacturer. It all works with it all works with NDI. So if it's an NDI signal from a camera, from an encoder, decoder, anything, it'll support it. So I'm actually running off an older Dell XPS laptop. It's got an i7 processor, a GeForce, an NVIDIA GeForce 1050 card. I'm feeding it 2 cameras. Over in New York, they are running on a server that they're using for Adobe Premiere and everything else like that. They've got a PTZ optics camera that they're using to take some video feeds in, and they're taking all of this in on the TriCaster. So Cloud is an endpoint. So that XPS laptop, my Dell laptop, is running the endpoint software. That endpoint looks at all the NDI sources and can gather them up and package them. They have an endpoint running in New York as well that's going to do the same thing. It's going to take those same signals. So this is the GUI, and in here what I can do is anywhere you can see there are 2 different endpoints. There's the HQ one in New York and mine in Dallas. And where these 2 connect, I can just click on them, and once that comes up, I have the ability to go in and choose what my camera sources are, what I want to send, whether I want to send multi-view or anything else like that. And that allows me to control what's going to that environment. When you're looking at this, what you've got is, again, we've got 2 different endpoints. One endpoint is going to be all of my different NDI sources. Again, doesn't matter what NDI source it is. We've got a cloud application which makes the connection from my local machine to a remote machine, but those are a peer-to-peer connection. So then I can just send that data to that other location, and now everything shows up like a local NDI feed. For the guys in the studio, they just go into the TriCaster and they've got 2 new feeds on their network that are coming from Dallas. They don't know any different, they don't care, it works just exactly the same to them. So from an end user point of view, they're completely blind to it. It just works the way NDI always works. So I said this is a gateway drug. Let's talk about what that starts at. So you need 2 endpoints to get going. Each endpoint is $995 MSRP. So to get started, you're spending about $2,000, $1995. That gives you your 2 endpoints. The thing that's nice about it is once you have your endpoints, it doesn't matter how many cameras you send in either direction. It doesn't matter what you do with it. You own it. There's no transactional fees. There's no data limit fees. It's just all available to you.